Hey guys, it's Ro. Super Bowl is approaching and I have been getting so many requests from you guys to make some new football themed treats. I love making treats to celebrate, and today we are going to be making 3 DIY football treats. I'm excited for the Super Bowl this year. I love watching the game and I really like the creative commercials and the halftime show. And I gotta be honest, I also love watching the Puppy Bowl. So me and Cookie will be checking out the Puppy Bowl. Let me know in the comments below if you also like to tune into the Puppy Bowl. I also got Cookie the cutest festive sweater to wear while we're watching the Puppy Bowl. Come here, kitty. Oh, no, no. Oh, look who it is. I found this cute little football sweater for Cookie online. It was just too cute. Look at her. She looks just like a little football. Oh, no, we got a fumble. Come here. Penalty flag. No dogs on the counter. Penalty flag. Penalty flag. All right, without further ado, let's make some DIY football treats. The first treat that we're going to be making are these football field cookies. The things you will need will be 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of almond meal, 2 large eggs, 2 sticks of salted butter, which is 8 ounces, 1½ cups of sugar, 1½ teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a square cookie cutter. I'm using one that is 2 3/4 inches. Then for decoration, we'll need rainbow nonpareil sprinkles, green royal icing fitted with a number 2 tip, white royal icing fitted with a number 1 and 2 tip. We're going to be using both sizes to decorate. The first thing that we're going to do in a medium bowl, whisk together our flour, almond meal, baking powder, nutmeg, and salt. Whisk together until well combined and set off to the side. Now, in a large bowl, cream together your butter and sugar. I'm going to be using a hand mixer and using a spatula to scrape down the sides as needed. Once the mixture is light and fluffy, add your eggs one at a time, mixing between each. Also, we are going to be using the whole egg, yolk and white. Lastly, for our wet ingredients, we're going to add our vanilla and almond extract and mix it up. We've got our flour mixture and our butter mixture. Now it's time to combine them. I like to pour half of my flour into the butter mixture, mix it up, and then pour the other half to make it a little bit easier and less messy. When your dough is ready, take a spatula, cut it in half. I'm just eyeballing it. Oh! Make sure your spatula doesn't fall apart. Now, shape each side into a disc and wrap it up tight in some food-safe plastic wrap. Now, pop these in the fridge to chill. I'm going to be chilling these for 1 hour, but you can leave them in for 24 hours. Now that our dough has had plenty of time to chill, it is time for some baking flair. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour onto the surface so that our dough doesn't stick. You get it? I was trying to be flour bae. Okay, never mind. Here we go. Pretty good. Some of you may recognize this. It's from the new kitchen haul video. You come with me. Has some good weight on it. I feel like this is fitness right here. Getting those baking guns and roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick. Oh, this is nice. So smooth. Were you made for me? Now, take the square cookie cutter and cut the shapes into the dough. Pick it up, place it over onto a baking sheet lined with a piece of parchment paper. I don't want to crowd my cookies, so I'm only going to be baking 6 on a baking sheet at a time. These cookies are ready to bake. Heat your oven to 350 degrees and bake for about 12 to 13 minutes. Took the cookies out of the oven, give them plenty of time to cool, and now it is time for my favorite part. It's time to decorate. We've got our green and white royal icings with a bunch of our rainbow sprinkles. Now this is a Super Bowl. First step, using the green royal icing, we are gonna pipe a rectangle in the center of our cookie, and that's gonna be the field. Let the rectangle outline sit for a few minutes to allow them to set, then fill in the rectangle on your cookie with your icing, which is called flooding. Once the green icing has set, you want it to be dry to touch. We're gonna pipe 2 white rectangles above and below the green rectangle using the number 2 tip. While the icing is still wet, we're gonna sprinkle on top our rainbow nonpareils. I like to do this over the bowl because it could be a little messy. We're gonna do this on both sides of the cookie, and it's supposed to look like all of the people in the stadium who came to see the game. Now for the final decoration step, we are gonna be icing some last details details with our white royal icing with our number 1 tip. I'm gonna be piping a bunch of lines onto the green to look like yard lines. And the last part is totally optional, but I'm gonna pipe a little 50-yard line and a 40-yard line, but you can do whatever you'd like. Here are the adorable football field cookies that we made. I love how these came out. I have gotta say, I think this may be one of the cutest cookies that I've made this year. I'm sorry, crowds of people. The next treat that we're gonna be making are these fudgy football brownies. This brownie recipe is from the Nerdy Nummies cookbook. The things you'll need will be half a cup of vegetable oil, a 1/3 cup of whole milk, 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg, 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, half a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a football-shaped cookie cutter. I'm using one that's about 3 inches long. Then for decoration, you'll need some white royal icing fitted with a number 2 tip. The first thing that we're gonna do to make our brownies, in a medium-sized bowl, we are gonna whisk together our dry ingredients, our sugar, cocoa powder, flour, salt, and baking powder. Whisk together till it's well combined. Now for our wet ingredients, we are gonna add milk, oil, egg, and vanilla to our dry ingredients and mix together once again till well combined. Over here, I have greased and lined with a piece of parchment paper an 8 by 8 inch pan. Now pour in all of the brownie batter. Give your pan a little shake to allow it to spread evenly on the bottom. Brownies are ready to bake. You're gonna heat your oven to 350 degrees and bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. I took the brownies out of the oven and popped them out of the pan onto a piece of parchment paper. I also flipped them upside down so that the smooth bottom is on the top. And this is because when we use our little football cookie cutter to cut out our footballs, it's less likely to crack the brownie crust on top, which is one of my favorite things about brownies. That light crust on the top, that forms on the top, and then you've got the fudgy on the bottom. Yes. Now for the final step, it is time to decorate. My favorite part. Over here, I've got some white royal icing in a piping bag with a number 2 decorating tip. We're gonna pipe the football laces on top. I like to start at the ends, making little semicircles. Kind of looks like a smile on each end. Lastly, add some laces in the middle. So cute. Then you're gonna do this to the rest of your brownies. Did you hear all the fudgy football brownies that we made? I absolutely love this recipe. I love brownies, and this recipe is the perfect blend for me. It's got enough fudginess, but it's got that light, flaky crust on the top that gives it a little crunch. I better taste one just for me. It's good! Now for the final treat that we're making today, penalty flags with lollipops. The things you'll need will be your favorite kind of lollipops, yellow paper napkins, and some yellow ribbon. As I've said before, these party favors are super easy and simple to make. You just have to assemble the pieces, and they're very customizable. I'm using lollipops as the weighted part of the penalty flag, but you could use any candy that you'd like. You could use jelly beans, or you could even get into it, your favorite team colors. You could do M&Ms, anything that's a weighted candy. First step to assemble your penalty flag is to cut some ribbon. I'm gonna cut a bunch of little pieces about this big. Every flag will need 1 ribbon, so cut as many as you need. Now, take your yellow napkin and completely unfold it. Pick up a lollipop, place it in the center, and we're just gonna wrap the sides around. Then take a piece of ribbon, wrap it around, and tie a knot. Then you can either leave the ribbon or cut off the excess, whatever you'd like. And there you have it, our first penalty flag. They look just like the ones the refs use. Did you hear all the lollipop penalty flags that we made? I love this idea for a party favor, especially a last minute party favor if you're in a hurry and you're going to a Super Bowl party, because if you're hanging out and there's like party fouls, you can just throw these around. For example, walking in front of the TV during the halftime show, party foul penalty flag. Accidentally muting the TV during the commercials, party foul penalty flag. Changing the channel too soon from the Puppy Bowl, party foul penalty flag. You guys get the idea. These things can be super fun and super silly. Ta-da! Here are the DIY football treats that we made today in celebration of upcoming Super Bowl. We made football field cookies, Fudgy Football Brownies, and Lollipop penalty flag party favors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the recipes and the ideas. I'll be posting lots of pictures and the recipes on RosannaPansino.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, so you can check them out there. And if you guys make these, please take a picture and send it to me. I love seeing your baking creations. It just makes my day. It makes me happy. And I hope you have a happy Super Bowl. All right, bye-bye. And if you'd like to see any other DIY football treats, you can click here or here. My dancing, everyone's gonna be like, party foul, penalty flag.